Greetings, citizens from the rolling hills of the bluegrass. I'm pretty much late to the party, which is a general statement of basically my entire life up until this point. But if you go back and you look at several years ago with the flourishing and the coming out of the SJWs, the social justice warriors and everything, you get the what was it they called it, the social justice stack, right? It's the ranking of oppression and the order in which it goes down. And at the very bottom is your straight white male American, right? But straight white male is at the bottom of the stack, and at the top of the stack, for those of you who are familiar with music, you have the idea of the harmonics, the harmonic series, or the partials. If you're talking about brass instruments, we always talk about brass instruments. And as you go higher and higher and higher, those partials get closer and closer together, but there's more and more of them. And you can tease them out very slowly, but it just becomes just huge as you go up, just the amount of pitches that there are. And that's the reason why at the top of the stack, I think it's like the African American lesbian paraplegic or disabled woman is like at the top of the stack. So straight white male at the bottom, and then a African American woman with all of these other little qualifiers that come out after her name, after her race. And again, like I said, I'm late to the party, so I missed all of that discussion and that idea. But I'll give you a real easy one here, and I call it the Libertarian stack. And it's much shorter and not as granulated. But basically it is that you protect the individual to protect the group to protect the individual. Whoa, mind blown. It's not really that complicated, because it's not that complicated. The individual, you listening to this video, me standing here recording it, we must be protected. And then by protecting us, we afford those same protections to everyone else. That's the group. And group can be really big or it can be really small, but in the end, it's the same protections that are applied to me are applied to everyone else. And then since we're applying those protections to everyone else, we are reinforcing the protection of the individual. So it is a cyclical rather than a hierarchical listing. It's a cycle. You protect the individual to protect the group to protect the individual. And the group, like I said, is massive if you want it to be. This can be extrapolated to you protect the individual to protect the group, to protect the city, to protect the county, to protect the state, the country, and then the world. Now that one goes a little further than I think it needs to, but it can be applied in that direction. But there you go. There's another little silly short video with a terrible graphic. But I think that's pretty good. I think it gives a little more framework, again, a little more idea of where I'm coming from. You must protect the individual because they are the smallest minority. You by yourself, singular, are the smallest minority because there's only one of you. There aren't more of them. You can extrapolate yourself out to this giant group or small group, but in the end, you're still playing a part in it, and you have a responsibility to be you. To not be a follower, to be a collaborator, to be someone who can be cooperated with, but you are an individual. And we can't lose sight of that. Because if we just start cramming people into groups and saying this group is more important than this group, or this group is more important of protection than this group, then we're going to start having sectarianism. We're already there. Like I said, I'm late to the party in getting this idea out, which is already out there. It's espoused by many people. Don't know if it's been quite put this way, but it's out there. And we're losing it. We just want to cram people in boxes again, instead of looking at an individual and going, right on, man, far out.